Hello. So I made one video just a few minutes back. Yeah. And I thought I'll make this one as a little bit of a follow-up to an idea that I have been hinting about through what I've been calling as healthy natural breathing and, you know, movementless yoga. Why am I calling it as movementless yoga? One of the benefits is that it helps improve the veda or the weave of our body. And that's why I call it as movementless yoga. Because, well, we have different ideas about what yoga is or what yoga does. But if we consider yoga as a word to mean integration, yeah, or bringing together disparate parts maybe, but bringing together. And if we also consider that yoga means it's like why, yeah, why? Oh, yeah, like in whole, not ya or ye or you or I or ye, but yo, yeah, like, ooh, wholesomizes, wrong, wrong, yeah. Yo and ga, and that which arises from, so there's a y, yeah, like yama, yama, niyama, yama. Um, but this is ya and then wholesomizes, yo, and that which arises from that. So it's not yoma, but yoga, as in, oh, go, yeah, go. All right, so um, then what yoga does or what yoga makes available, that's more important. It's not a doing thing, so to speak. In the sense, it's like being on a treadmill without the machine on, but you're still having an exercise. You're here like being on an escalator, but this escalator is not moving anywhere. You're standing in one place, you're moving someplace, but let's just say you're here. You're neither going that way, nor is the escalator coming this way, but you are becoming better. It's a bit like too many similes. Okay. It just keeps getting better. Yeah. It's not like you're going up or you're going like an escalator goes like this way. Yeah. So you say tian, the idea of a tian, like a snake or, you know, like a mermaid tail fish, but you're just going up. That's also like an idea of an escalator. But let's just say there's this idea of something in between in and out, up and down, front and back, left and right. You could say center. We're always being center. Like Earth has core, yeah? And Earth is moving around the sun, and sun is moving around uh, different aspects of the Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way galaxy is moving around different aspects of universe or idea of bigger fractals. One small around another relatively small, around another relatively, okay, bigger fractals. Similarly, since each of us are part of a story, yeah, like the ocean in a drop and drop in the ocean. And if we consider that given that we are part of something bigger and we are the size we are, to a child, we are like, oh, you know what? Yeah. So it's relative. You say time space relative, but it's also size, but it's also age. Yeah. And uh, like the earth, like earth, we have a core. Being at the center in that sense, and in a movementless threshold, yeah, treadmill, escalator, without moving anywhere. Yeah. You're like a continuous distillation column. Vodka, for example, is said to be made from a continuous distillation column where the alcohol is regularly being distilled out of the water. So it's all clear and continuously becoming clear, and that doesn't stop. Because if you stop, then there is alcohol, and then you have your own hallucinatory little things. And so there's this idea of the Sufi whirling. Whirl, left whirl, right whirl. It takes its own, yeah, you could have a little, dizzy moment. But Rumi was talking about uh, whirling. Apparently, he started the whirling thing, but kids have been whirling, yeah. But okay, whirling, like in a practice, a dedicated practice. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of the sniffles. Um, that is also why I'm speaking this. The different times of the day, you are doing your stuff. People around you, things around you, the sun, moon, planets, stars, plants, animals, they are going about their daily activities, which means they are in their own spin. Yeah. And you have your spin. You got your different things whirling around your head, thoughts and emotions and whatnot. And that causes a different effect on your body water. I've got the sniffles now. And it requires for us to cleanse our water, so to speak. Yeah, distill the content in our water so that we're not getting sniffles or other kinds of things. Yeah. I've been particularly a little more focusing on this area of my bottleneck. Bottleneck, basically. Yeah. And excuse me. And this area has 7 neck vertebra and 7 cranial nerves, which help maintain health of our bottle, your body bottle. You could say it's simple, but a lot of our different challenges, people then there's a problem with what I just said. When I say, oh, so much happens, then that becomes like, oh, now the new area that we need to more focus upon. I call it the psoas muscle syndrome. Because when the psoas muscle, there's a muscle called the psoas muscle, when that was discovered as having a certain function in the body, that became the focus for maintaining health. Like that's the new thing. This is, you don't know what is health without you knowing what the psoas muscle is. Yeah. Until the next thing came. For example, the vagus nerve, or it was before then or after that. But there's always a next new thing. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, given that there's always a new thing happening, and then you could just go, oh, life is just, yeah, there's always something new. Yeah. Versus there is this phenomenon that when something new is discovered, that becomes the thing. Yeah. To the exclusion of everything else. That's what I'm talking about. So there's, for example, the mesentery, and then there's a psoas muscle, and then there's the joints, and then the trapezius, and then ears, and head, and hair, and skin. Got so many body parts. And each of them is the next big thing. Okay? It is more actually, you'd be surprised how much you don't know, which is something that I'm talking about here, but then it's just another next thing. Or it's like, oh, how much can you handle? So you already have enough of problems. Yeah, now what to do with one more, oh, amazing thing. That's some of the wonder in being human. Yeah, only those who are alive get to see the next beautiful thing that you haven't yet seen yet. Colorful, beautiful, and in that particular arrangement, and in that dish, and that next psoas muscle. Yeah. And it takes something to watch for composition such that you're having those benefits. Now, there are people, for example, the Harry Potter series talks about mugbloods and the wizards, magical people and non-magical people. We consider the magical people came about from the non-magical people's blood. Yeah, having formed sediments to the point that they formed hallucinatories, or they formed magical ways of dealing with this bitch called life. Yeah, because life keeps birthing new babies and all nice new things. There are creatures and plants and animals and all of that. Yeah, when I say bitches, there's certain loyalty. Dogs don't give birth. She dogs give birth. And so bitch called life. Yeah. Thank God we got such a variety. Yeah. Beautiful. We are still searching for another planet that supports life. That's one part. Another bit is, given that we have so much of variety to that we haven't even yet begun to see, maybe, yeah, to some extent. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's about if you've only been living in that geographical location, haven't really had reason to just well, look to spaces, then um you still have the life you have. Some people live their entire lifetime on an island in one. We're all on the same planet Earth. So we are all on an island since some time. And not thinking about interplanetary and all of that stuff. But we've not seen this island itself as much as we should be. Yeah, because here there's another person you're talking about stuff we haven't heard before. So it's about, are we listening? Yeah. And then, are you still having the doomsday life? Yeah. Versus there is this thing also you can do, which when you do, you're continuing to maintain the continuous distillation column. Yeah, new, all fresh, and then fresh water, then new creations, and then why in the world, if what you're doing is beneficial for the whole scheme of things, and that's what I'm talking about as Earth is doing a job from being alive that others haven't yet figured out, which is why Earth is doing a job. It's like, okay, let's just say internet has been found beneficial because it makes something possible. And so, over time, what may have been just a putting together codes to does something to when you put different set of codes, different things happen. And then we went a little crazy. Now we also have artificial intelligence, then we have to come to conscience and then, what is right and what's to be done. So that's there. That's like we develop the food culture. Yeah. It's not just, oh, there's a potato, take it and eat it. To cook it to maybe can make many dishes. So you could go a little crazy. And there's like all kinds of dishes. Yeah, it's like, okay, that's not really, there are some things which is food, and some things are better eaten versus other. Similarly, in medicine, in accountancy, in different fields of work, there is the right thing to do. And then there is the understanding, interpretation, and then are you doing the right thing or not? Given that we have a body that's human, you could say, oh, given you just, yeah, we have a body that's human and we just do human things. No, there is what is the right human things. Just because we have a body that's human, let's look at a birthright. But what is the right from having been born with a body that's human? Which is what is going to be profitable, beneficial for this bitch called life. Now, from creating this species, having us be amongst the living, and in this form. Yeah. So that is when, like a gardener plants many kinds of plants. Yeah. And there is some plants which is, oh, you're doing this and you're doing this too. Yeah. More likely to plant more of that. Yeah. That's how agriculture formed. Because we found some species more beneficial, and we have farmers, many farms and many farming communities growing one kind of plant, one crop. Yeah. So movementless yoga cleans the water from your body and okay, cleans the water from your body. No, what I mean is cleans hallucinatories. Our body is at least 60% water. No magic people and magic people both have blood in their body. They're human beings. Yeah. Harry Potter series. The difference is in uh, not needing magic. Just having a body that's human uh, and living a normal, ordinary, harmonious life. Because we have a lot of magic, but the magic that is there that requires no magic is what Merlin was talking about. Merlin was said to be is a wizard. Yeah, said to be. Yeah, he was amongst us in our ancestry people. Yeah, so you could say like God at some point, God, and then light and elements and many kinds people. Yeah, like Einstein. Okay, now we consider there is this idea of the Babaji. Yeah, Babaji is always present. Always like that's the idea. Similarly, we consider Merlin also is like Babaji kind of people. Yeah. Forever people, it says like there's a forever land and never land. Yeah. Like they will never be born. I'm not wanting at all. Yeah. Unless you give me a very nice, good, nice reason for why being born. Yeah. And they're like watching for. Yeah. And then there is Everland, where living forever and ever and ever. You can't see us. Yeah. But then I'm wondering, what kind of a life do you have? Yeah. Can't see. You're always present. It's there. But let's just say it's like water. And from water, from salty water, fresh water, and then we have civilizations forming. Yeah. So you could be Neverland or Foreverland. But if you don't find what it takes to be human and maintaining being human and then visible and then doing your stuff, you have the best of both worlds. Yeah, you're never there, forever there. No, you're always, it's like this world's a cocoon. Yeah. People are not inspired to be born in the Neverland by how you are healthy natural breathing, cleaning the water, alcohol and hallucinatories, and maintaining your blood fine enough. It's not just about the blood, by the way, because I'm just referring to blood because of Harry Potter series. No magic in the blood and has magic in the blood. Blood. The human body is more than that. Muscles and fascia and bone and so many things. Yeah. Skin and so many things. Now, so the point is, they say blood is thicker than water. Yeah. And then our genetic influences have a real pull on how we, what dramas we maintain, what we have, etc. The thing is, our bodily composition has at least 60% water. So I can talk in terms of water. So you can say it's all about cleaning water, but our body is not only water. 60%, 60 to 70% water. The rest is many kinds of things. Earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. Water is one among them. Yeah. When you're maintaining the composition of a dish, you're cooking something of a dish, then the dish tastes nice or not, according to what you're going to add into it or what is there in the dish. When you're improving your own bodily composition by what I call as Vishishtadvaitha or healthy natural breathing or movementless yoga, you are improving the composition. It's like a vehicle, a car. I tend to call it car because I have two hands, two legs, one head, one tail. It's like I'm like a car, a driver sitting in a car. Yeah, because We need all of these faculties. But I care, I have a career care car. Yeah. And it's like a car that is regularly auto updating. Yeah. Hardware and software and all updating, which means a story, the weave of my body keeps getting better by improving the composition, the hardware and the software, excuse me, that's been called the Stula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. The hardware is like the Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira is more like soft, subtle. But you see, Jivatma, Paramatma. Yeah, people think, oh, you meet Paramatma only when you die. That's not true. A body is substance, is formed by, it's a lower self, higher self. Yeah, both together. Um, I it's easier to think in terms of primary respiration, secondary respiration. Like primary respiration being the respiration that we are born with since birth from a mother's womb, which is why I've been calling it as the protect your galaxy exercise, belly button havan, because that belly button formed from a mother's womb. Since then, there is a certain composition from where our body formed. Excuse me. And consequently, because this respiration, the breath of life, so to speak, is all is there in our body, maintaining us alive, but outside the mother's womb, we have the secondary respiration from our lungs. Our lungs start functioning once after we come out of the mother's womb. And then now outside, we are alive and breathing. Yeah. So breath is keeping us alive outside, or the life that formed our bodies that keeping us alive. It's a fine yoga. And then there is something more that I call as heartbeat. So I call it lung beat, heartbeat, breath beat. No. Okay. Lung beat, heartbeat, life beat. Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense. Okay, okay. So it all gets complex. So, uh, which is why I slowly making it, trying to bring some understanding. But there is this one person talking in terms about the musical breath work. Let's just say she's talking in terms of brain, breath, and fascia. Breath and muscle, fascia. She has been speaking more in terms of fascia, um, which has certain reference to a rhythm. Yeah, but I cannot speak for her. I cannot speak her work because she has her thought lines, ways of thinking. And then I'd rather just stay with what I'm talking. So if it happens to be that what I'm speaking and what she's speaking has certain resonance, then we will compare notes, yeah, and see how they match up or not, yeah, and where there may be dissonance, where things can be made better, so those kinds of things. But what I have found over 2 years of the pandemic is that when I clean my own composition, Tattva Shuddhi, yeah, um, and in such a way that it's not about negative energy off, yeah, positive energy in, or positive affirmation. It's not that. No sounds, no visualization, no movement, no need for moving, yeah, no use of things, no energy manipulation, none of that stuff. It's a fine balance between matter and energy. Hardware, software, yeah, and and uh, becoming a better me. It's also called self-improvement. It's just self-improvement in a different level way. Yeah. Self-improvement from improving the care of my body, care that my body is also, I care about a lot of things. Human beings care. Our body is formed from cares of many kind. People take care of us in many ways, which otherwise our body wouldn't be the shape and size it is. Yeah, right from the baby, there needs to be somebody or the other caring for us, because that's the kind of dependent, I can't say parasites, but well, dependent people. We are dependent on Earth and what Earth makes available. You put us on Mars. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, so we're all dependent people, but like the microcosm is dependent on the macrocosm is also dependent on the microcosm, which is why, um, uh, so you would say now dependent, so I'm going to show my power. Yeah, try it. You're also dependent on the macrocosm. Yeah. So hanky panky. Yeah. That's why it's called cooperative coexistence. When microcosm and the macrocosm, I tend to think that there's a 50-50 relationship. At least that's my training over lifetimes. I must have come to this thought line over lifetimes. And my family has been kind of, I don't know, I come from a thought line that says, Yam Padi, Devam Padi. You know, um, me do half the work, God do half the work. But this is the thought line that my family comes from. And I discovered that my family come from a very old, long lineage. And this I discovered only when I researched on the matter. So I don't know how old your family is. But I have this thought line. If you don't think that you're 50% God 50%, yeah, like 50-50 equation, um, consider that you are part, drop of the ocean, ocean in a drop. Yeah. At least drop of the ocean, something to still think about, be a part of a whole. When you take care of yourself, you're also taking care of the ocean because what goes around comes around. When you take care of yourself, who formed from many kinds of people, many cares of people, and when you care not just about yourself, but also people who have cared for you, yeah, then you become better and your cares mature to love. So you don't just, oh, love is all painful and treacherous and all kinds of things. Maybe you have some gunk in the idea, the meaning of love that needs to be cleaned. It's like wounds in this thing called, there's this topic called love and all kinds of, what you're talking about. So to the extent that you have wounds or not working, something didn't work, and then, yeah, no, I'm not going to look at it. So to that extent, you have no idea what love makes available. And then when you get fine with love, then care matures to love, and then further matures to true love. And that's a physiological, emotional, intellectual, it's a conglomerate science on how care matures to love, matures to true love. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What becomes possible? It's like a crude metal over time becoming fine metal to becomes ennobled metal. Yeah. Like you have the periodic table. Um, and then we have, for example, gold, which is a beautiful, nice. Yeah. So valuable addition, contribution. Yeah, what you do make available has a certain gravitas, a certain weight in the whole scheme of things. And um, and then when you continue to keep improving, there's no saying. People keep watching for why to become an accountant or why to become a computer person. Yeah, they'll be like, why to be alive? That's why to be alive. Yeah, because you can make things better and then beautiful and then nice. Yeah, because we can do all those nice, beautiful things and make life better. Because a human being didn't just drop out of sky. Yeah, after many family lineages, many lines of thought. Yeah, even through what's been called as sukha dukkha, or this idea of death is there. But death is also the dying of what we have also related to ourselves or what we were doing in the past, say, week. This week's itinerary is different. Yeah, or yesterday's itinerary is not today's itinerary. So yesterday died from metabolizing and then today. Yeah. So when we are becoming a better person, our cells go through a certain rejuvenation process. So there could be a certain down in the emotion or down in the intellectual thought lines. But there's also something becoming better. Yeah. Something reforming, rejuvenating. While there are a human body is not just, oh, little body parts. We got so many body parts. And they all, in their own time, go through these poiesis apoptosis cycles. Yeah. Which is life and birth and death cycles. And life is the conglomeration between birth and death. Yeah. So when we look at it that way, like metabolism is catabolism, metabolism, anabolism. So something needs to be broken down, and then there becomes another substance, and then there is from that, according to what is nice and better, from their body forms better. That is when the process is very fine. Improving that metabolic process also improves the substance of a body. That's like the oil reforming itself and then maintaining being fresh. Yeah. Um, or the car body parts, auto updating to always update it up to date. Yeah. So, and then of course there could be some parts which are more like I'm thinking about that food I ate. Yeah. And you like to really contemplate on that matter. There could be another body part that is like, I like that posture. I like sitting like that. I got to think about that a little more on what are all the benefits from sitting like that. Yeah. And then maybe you can then use in the next project. That project, when I sit like that, then there are certain advantages, which is not otherwise possible. Yeah. So over time, when your creatives are forming, there are many conglomerate parts. It's like I've heard that McDonald's, I don't know, there are some companies who make their fine secret recipes from all parts of the world, many kinds of places. It's this idea. So you never know what all is going on inside you. Yeah. So your next creative, it's going to be well, wait and watch. How is this video? Do let me know. Yeah. Thank you so much for your kind attention. I hope you get a little idea of what's possible from movementless yoga, my method of yoga, healthy natural breathing. Yeah. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Interest. Good day.